might just be the next Galactic Ranger. Head to the final challenge.
Come on, Ratchet. You can do this.
Ratchet and Clank 2016 on PlayStation 4. While many people would sit there and say, why am I reviewing a game that's 5 years old? This is in part because of the new game Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I have also personally have never ever played any Ratchet and Clank game at all, so this is actually my first foray into the franchise. And because I'm personally interested in Rift Apart, it was recommended to me by others that I should start with the 2016 game just to get my feet wet, so to speak. So today I'm reviewing Ratchet and Clank 2016 on PlayStation 4, which is basically a remake of the original first Ratchet and Clank game. As stated, I've never played it before, and this game blew me away. I have always heard good things about the franchise. I've heard from many people that it was good, but I just never got into it. I guess, the combination of my tastes are more mature and possible, without looking at the schedule, that there may have been other titles that were released that I was more interested in that came out at the same time. So when I started playing this game blew me away. All my expectations. Yes, the game is 5 years old, and the first thing that stood out to me is how well the visuals held up. Now, 5 years isn't a big thing, especially when it's coming from a PS4 game. But when I look at Rift Apart's visuals are on point with the CG or the cutscenes of this game. On top of that, I was also surprised at how much depth there was. The fact that they actually had a full leveling tier system to upgrade all your weapons. I went into this with expectations that this was a good game that I've heard good things about that was catered towards kids. And while this is still the case, it was more in depth than I expected. There were more things that happened in this game that I didn't realize. When they say it's Ratchet and Clank, yeah, it is Ratchet and Clank. You play as both, and they both have their own things. When you play as Clank, you're solving more puzzles. Ratchet is more the action-centric character. But you put them together as a package, and it's fun. The story was interesting, different, but funny. I found that there was a lot of humor to be had here, and there's implied humor where for the more mature audience, you have to be a little bit older to understand some of the implied jokes. I also like how they make fun of themselves in terms of being a video game. Insomniac Games, although they need no introduction, they do make good games. This game blew me away. I can't say enough good things. I really didn't expect it to be this good. I knew it would be good, but not this good. And by playing Ratchet and Clank now, it's now put me more excited for Rift Apart. I'm more hyped up for it. Ratchet and Clank 2016, the controls were good, the visuals are good, the story is good. Anybody at any age group can play this thing. And I now, after having experienced the 2016 game, I get why this was a franchise. I get why Sony doubled down and made multiple versions or iterations of this franchise. It is really good. I now also get why they made a movie. I never seen it, but I know why they made it, and I see why this game keeps coming back. And then I also understand that I never also played Jak and Daxter, and why the community keeps asking for that. So Ratchet and Clank 2016 was a game that I was pleasantly surprised. I was hesitant to try it, but again, if I'm going to play the Rift Apart, which is due out in June, it's better to get my feet wet now, and especially since that it was free on PlayStation 5, it doesn't hurt to try. And, when they recently make it 60 frames per second for gameplay, yeah, it does make it a little more tolerable. Playing at 30 frames is kind of rough these days. But even then, even if it wasn't for 60 frames, the game is fantastic. I can't believe I missed out on this. How did I miss out on this is beyond me. This is definitely one of the better games that I've played. Definitely one of the better action-adventure games. It's lighthearted. It's fun. I can't say enough good things about this thing. This game blew me away a lot more than I thought it was going to be. All my expectations for Ratchet and Clank have been surpassed. And again, maybe I would have felt that differently if I played the original. But I digress. It's really gotten me excited for Rift Apart. I can't wait for that to come out. But, you know, everything about this is as close as you're going to get to playing a Pixar movie, and I have nothing but high praise. To me, this game is borderline flawless. So I'm giving Ratchet and Clank 2016 a 9.5 out of 10. Do not miss out on this game. Don't be a dummy like me. And give Ratchet and Clank, the franchise, an honest try. It could surprise you.
I'm a huge fan. I even pre-ordered the new Ratchet and Clank Holo game.